Would you rather? Answer in the comments. $10 billion right now, but you can never watch the Sixers again. Or the Sixers finally get out of the second round next year.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Here's what Doc Rivers said about what went wrong in the Game 6 loss. When I look back at that game, because that would have decided, right, basketball-wise, we got to get the ball to Joel. Yeah, Joel didn't touch the basketball in the last 4 minutes of the game, and the Sixers collapsed and inevitably lost and blew a 3-2 lead. And, we got to get the ball more to Joel. We came out in plays where it should have gone there, and it just didn't arrive there, and so there are big plays. Joel was not having a great game, but neither was Jason Tatum. My belief is that you still gotta go to your guy, keep him letting save the day for you. I thought we went away from that, and then the second part is a fluky part. We gambled on a play somewhere, but I can't remember who it was. Maybe Maxey, I don't even know who it was, went for a steal, didn't get it, and they gambled on Jason Tatum, left him wide open. He made a corner in front of the Celtics bench. And that was, it takes these guys but one shot, and that was, now he's on, and from that point we were dead. So Doc Rivers blames Game 6 on Jason Tatum getting hot, and we were just dead, We were just dead. We should have got Joel the ball more, but, I called plays to get him the ball more. It just didn't go there. So, again, that wasn't my fault, Nothing is Doc Rivers' fault ever. God, I'm so glad this guy's out of here, man. And this one's funny. Rivers on changing the culture around the Sixers. You can feel it through the organization and Elton Brand when he brought me in. That's what he told me. This is not about just coaching this team. We're bringing you in here to change the culture. Well, you didn't change anything. You stepped in. This is why I don't understand. I don't understand how it was clear. When we hired Doc Rivers, we were like, hey, listen, man. We have a point guard who won't shoot a basketball. If we get him to shoot a basketball, he can be the next LeBron James. He won't shoot it. How did they not even say that in a meeting? Doc Rivers came in here day one like he was totally caught off guard. Like he didn't meet with anyone before he was hired. And he said, no, I don't want him to shoot. I don't care if he shoots the ball. And then he argued with, the media and the fans for a whole year about Ben Simmons not shooting the ball. Unbelievable. But yeah, apparently Elton Brand wanted him to change the culture. Well, he didn't change anything about the culture. Trainers, equipment managers, everybody. If you're not on board, you're not trying to win, and that's what you're not brilliant. For me, it's time to go. And I meant that with everybody in the organization overall, I thought we were starting to get it done. We were starting to get it done. You lost 3 years in a row in the same way Brett Brown lost. You didn't do anything in 3 years. You can see the change in the culture, and so I think the growth of that is there. What? Bro, this was the most laziest, lackluster, uninterested, unathletic, out of shape team we've seen in a long time. What did you change about the culture, Doc Rivers? You made it worse. That's what you did. You didn't even make dudes go to practice. You were worse than Brett Brown. Straight up, I'm going to say that. You're a better basketball X's and O's guy than Brett Brown, maybe. But you were a worse coach than Brett Brown. I'm dead serious saying that. I'm dead serious. You got to worry about the basketball part. I had a big part in that, and now the grow from there, it still has to get... He thinks he grew the culture. Doc Rivers thinks he grew the culture in Philadelphia. That's insanity. That is insanity, man. Doc Rivers thinks he grew the culture in Philadelphia. That is just... Wow. And now, Doc Rivers also comments on what Joel Embiid has to do. Number one, he has to be healthy. Yeah, we know that. Well, you let him sit around all summer, and then you guys blamed it on plantar fasciitis. And if it was that, you would have told us that in the beginning, but you didn't tell us that in the beginning. You waited until Joel looked like shit the first couple of games, and you were like, oh, yeah, by the way, he didn't do anything all offseason because he was playing. So you're lying, and you're a liar. And you were lying, and you're still lying, and you're a liar. Okay? Number two for Joe is he's got to make all his players better in the playoffs. And Joe, his numbers are unfair because he's really, if you look at his numbers in the last 3 years in the playoffs compared to his regular season numbers, they're not very good. But a lot of that is due the first year I had him, he hurt his knee. The next year he hits his face and tears a ligament in his hand. Then this year, yeah, he's injured all the time. We agree with that. Also, his numbers are not good in the playoffs because the system has never been good. And You know, it's always teams throwing the kitchen sink at Joel Embiid and nothing ever really happening around him. Look at all the cutting and moving and ball sharing on some of these winning NBA teams. And, you know, the Sixers under Doc Rivers had some of the least off-ball movement in the last 25 years. And, like, Brett Brown's teams had double the off-ball movement. So, you know, a lot of it is that, too. So a lot of it is you coaching Doc Rivers. So thankfully you're gone. But and a lot of it is that Joel Embiid just clams up in the playoffs, man. He doesn't go as hard as he does in the regular season. He loses confidence, and he straight up this year played like a bitch in the last couple games, man. I'm just going to keep it a buck. He played like a bitch. You know what I mean? Played like a bitch in Game 6. He played like a bitch in Game 7. You know? There was times where he had Marcus Smart on him. There was times where he had Malcolm Brogdon on him. Wouldn't take him to the rim. He played like a bitch. So let's get Nick Nurse in here and look Joel Embiid dead in the face and say, stop playing like a bitch. All right? Stop playing like a bitch. Go dominate. If you start getting called for offensive fouls, then okay, take it easy. But until then, you're not trying to dominate, bro. You're giving the ball up when Malcolm Brogdon's guarding you. Give me a break. Anyway, that's, you know, Doc also says, then the second thing is Joe has the ability, I stayed on him daily. He has the ability to make his teammates better, and when he does it, if you look at our games this year, when he did that and dominated, it's hard to go away from Joel Embiid. It really is. You know, I got to be honest with you guys, I'm not really interested in reading anything else that Doc Rivers said. Dude, you know, that shit sucks, man. That sucks. And speaking of, you know, Doc Rivers' comments on James Harden and how, like, I was trying to tell James to play one way and James wanted to play the other way, and that's why this went down. My guy Q Sims DM'd me a couple screenshots, and it's Doc Rivers saying two different things. Check this out. James Harden in Philadelphia will not be chasing scoring titles and dominating the game in quite the same way. He's been asked to be more of a facilitator, but not too much of one. Doc Rivers told ESPN NBA Today. This was before, you know, or right when James Harden got here. Doc Rivers said, I think we've talked so much about him being a facilitator, I need him to be James Harden too. If I had to combine, I would say scoring Magic Johnson, I don't know, but that's what I want him to be. I want him to be a James Harden, but in that, I want him to also be the facilitator of this basketball team. So in a lot of ways, his role is growing bigger for our team, and I just want him to keep thinking. This is like, you know what I mean? Like, this makes me think of those first 4 games before Doc Rivers' system was implemented, when James Harden showed up and they were just balling out and there was no system. He looked incredible. And then Doc Rivers, I want you to play this way, and then I want you to play this way, and then I want you to be James Harden, but I want you to be facilitator, but I want you to be a facilitator, but I want you to score, but I want you to be this, but I want you to be that. Same thing he did to Tyrese Maxey, you know? I know you can score, but every shot that you take is a shot that Tobias Harris could have. Some dumb shit like that. So he says he wants James to be more facilitator, right? Then this comes out, Doc Rivers wants Harden to shoot more and fit in less. Harden's 32.9 assist game against the Bucks came on the heels of pregame conversation with Rivers, during which the coach encouraged James Harden to shoot more. Which is it, Doc? You're a liar, bro. You are a liar. That's what you are. Doc Rivers is the biggest liar I've ever seen, bro. Well, he's one of the biggest liars I've ever seen. I'm dealing with a liar right now. But the truth always comes out, man.